Blessed love YouTube family, and welcome back to another video. Thank you once again for being here. So the channel is growing. It's growing. Some people might say it's growing slowly, but surely some people might say it's growing quickly. It just depends on your perspective, but it is what it is. I'm grateful for the growth so far. I know I haven't posted much nursing content in a while. That's because, as I said earlier, I explained in a previous video, that this channel is going to be an extension of me, and I am not only nursing. Nursing is not the sum total of who I am. You know, I don't allow my profession to define me. So yeah, that's where that is. But I know that a lot of you have subscribed because of that video that went viral, quote unquote viral. So yeah, I know that you have an expectation to hear about nursing, but as I said, every video will not be about nursing, right? I hope I explained that properly. But someone asked a question. They asked me how I got through nursing school, and I'm assuming that's really just how I got through the exams and the whole process and so on. And I'm just going to talk about that in this video. So first and foremost, I will not sit here and pretend that I was the perfect student, because I wasn't. My nursing school career was broken up into two parts, and that's a long story that will come out in other videos. But my first 2 years of nursing school was spent at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, all right? And the second half of it, the last 2 years, was spent at the Knox Community College in Kabla, all right? So yeah, so it's the same degree, same University of the West Indies Bachelor's of Science in Nursing degree, but it was just at two different locations, right? For the 4 year span. Good. So as I said, the first 2 years was in Kingston, and those 2 years were my idle years. Were the 2 years when I was living as a young college boy. You understand? Just young, wild and free, and just exploring whatever the college life had to offer. That is what those 2 years were for me, right? So though I did what was necessary to pass the exams because I couldn't afford to fail, at the end of the day, looking back in retrospect, I did not give it my best shot, because as I said, I wasn't focused. I was all over the place. But thank God, I passed the courses and I was able to progress smoothly, right? So first 2 years. Second 2 years, more focused, more involved in what was really happening school-wise, academically, and it worked out better for me for the last 2 years, right? But what did I do to get through nursing school for the 4 years? So first and foremost, it is a given. You must study. You have to study. Studying, though, looks different for different people, because for some people, they're able to study say for example at nights. For me, my brain works better in the morning. So I would be, and this is from high school days, I would go to sleep early, even 7, 8 o'clock, yes, 7 or 8 o'clock, go to my bed, and I got up sometimes maybe 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, etc. Study for like, at longest I can even think about studying, or I can remember studying, was maybe like a 3 hours at a time. For some people, they might say, me have a short attention span. Maybe I do. For some people, that's ridiculous. Like, you can only study for 3 hours. Yes, that's me. You understand? So I had to study in blocks. So I was not the type of person to wait until the last minute to study, because I understood that all the content that I need to grasp, I couldn't do that. I couldn't sit for like 8 hours at a time the day before the exam or 2 days before the exam to get all that information. So I had to study, maybe say 2 weeks out from the exam, like really focus on study so that I could get everything in, right? So again, it depends on you. It depends on what works for you. Some people, them can't study long before the exam. If they not cram, is like them are gonna fail. They will fail, right? So it depends on you. Another thing about studying that really is just dependent on you. For some people, they love to study by themselves in a quiet space. For me, studying in groups was most effective. Yeah, studying in a group was most effective because, as you can see, I like to talk. So being interactive, sharing information information, teaching someone something. So even if I never fully grasp it, by the time I'm done teaching it, it's like me saying it, I'm hearing it again as well. And it's just being riveted in my mind. So being interactive in a group setting was always good for me, right? Having people who have different, different understandings of different things, who may be stronger in a certain area, having those people around, everybody teach everybody, that was what was very good for me, right? So that's what I want to say about studying. It's just dependent on you and your style and how you learn. So I can't tell you, say, listen, study right through the night, or listen, go find a study group. It just depends on you. So that's right off the bat, studying. You have to study. Secondly, there was something that was very important when it came on to exams, passing exams. You have to use strategy. It's not just about grasping the content or reading the content. You have to use strategy. And a very important strategy was past papers. Just like with just like with the in high school days with CXC, you go through past papers. You even during exams, like preparing you for CXC, you do past paper questions. Same thing when I was going through college, past papers. You understand? Past paper questions, and you go through before the exam, not the day before, as I said earlier. Over a period of time, you go through, and this is how I was able as well to grasp content, right? So studying, that's all I can really think about right now about studying. Secondly, something that helped me to get through nursing school was my mindset. Having a positive mindset. Knowing that there's something about knowing that, guess what, God had brought me through certain amount of exams, and He will bring me through the one that is ahead. And having the mindset that God has really given you the gift of intelligence, or whatever you want to call it, in order for you to grasp the content. But you see, as soon as you start having a negative mindset, or you start to speak defeat to yourself, or doubt and them something there, chances are you're gonna fail. You might pull through, but chances are, if your mind is just not in the right place, the chances of you failing, I believe, is greater, right? So your mindset is very important. Stay positive. It's especially at the last part of your nursing school, because my nursing school career was for 4 years. Nursing school was for 4 years to get that bachelor's. It's when it got to the 4th year, it felt as though, listen, I know I'm gonna fail, or this would never end. That is how it felt. But I realized that I needed more strength towards the end than I needed in the beginning. And what I had to do a lot of times was I had to envision myself passing the exam. I had to envision myself walking across that stage during graduation and collecting that thing and the degree and wearing the robe. Like, I have to see myself. I had to see myself taking my graduation picture. I visualized myself doing all of these things from before it came. And that gave me the push, that gave me the drive, to keep going. So yeah, another part that I was forgetting was assignments, how you handle your assignments. Always remember that your assignments add to the grades you get from your assignments, add to your exam, your overall examination grade at the end of the day, right? So for some people, they kind of focus on exams and don't prioritize assignments. So for me, especially, I would say in the first 2 years, and even in the last part as well, that was never my strong suit as regards to like anything that regarded like doing a long paper, doing a lot of essay writing or anything like that, research. That was not my strong suit. And I will not come here and, as I said earlier, I think, pretend that I was a perfect student. I wasn't. So, when it came on to group assignments and so on, I know that many times I would have not pull my weight as I should in this regard. But at the end of the day, when it came on to something like the other parts of the assignment, like maybe a presentation, if it was anything oral, if it was anything that required me to stand in front of the class, stand in front of lecturers and so on, I was very good at that. You understand? So at the same time, I'm not going to beat up myself. As I said, in retrospect, I know I could have done better in this regard. But at the same time, I knew my strengths. I had my weaknesses and I had my strengths. And I want to tell you that as well, that you might have your weaknesses, but you also have your strengths. So don't beat up yourself. Work as on whatever you can as best as you can, but don't beat up yourself. Have compassion on yourself. Show yourself some grace and just work better next time. Do better at the thing next time. You know? So yeah, those are really the things that brought me through nursing school. You know, as I said earlier, go and hold the faith, believe God, believe that God can bring you through it, and keep a positive mindset. Keep a positive mindset. Keep focus. There will be many things out there to distract you. There will be many things out there to tell you that you're gonna fail, or to tell you that this nursing school thing don't make no sense, or especially if you're having like financial troubles, that there's so many other things that can pop up that will want to distract you from what is ahead of you. But take it one course at a time. Take it one exam at a time. Take it, one semester at a time. Just focus. That's all I can tell you. That is what I had to do. I had to just lock in and focus and get the job done. Yeah? Just do what you need to do. And trust me, at the end of the day, it will be worth it. Yeah, so I hope I answered your question. And again, thank you all for liking, sharing, commenting, for doing all that you have been doing on this channel so far. And just know that I appreciate you, all right? Blessings.